G'day viewers, we're on, I think. Hello Dave, hello Michael. Hello to the other people that are watching, whoever you might be. Hope you're, if it's a Sunday for you, I hope it's going well. If it's a Saturday for you, I hope that's going well too. So my Saturday was spent, excuse me while I get this on silent so it doesn't yell at us. My Saturday was spent working on an engine yesterday. Took out the South African Garrett NGG 16 number 129, and I fired that for the day, which was quite an interesting experience. First time I've tried to run that one on my own. Hello Lexic Dark, Dave Randall, Michael Newbury. We are playing Metro Simulator 2, or as I call it, Dingy Russian Trains. And why do I call it Dingy Russian Trains? You'll find out. I am actually going to start with the training scenario because I keep forgetting how to drive this silly thing, but that's okay. Do I need to read all this stuff? I don't need to read this stuff. We're going to do things. We're going to drive a train. So it's prompting me to turn on my whatever BPSN is. It infuriates me when they use acronyms. See, that one says motor compressor. We know what that is. That's fine. Now we have to come down here, and apparently we have to turn on our cabin lighting, which seems silly, but, you know, console lighting. But if we don't turn on our cabin lighting, you won't be able to see anything in a tunnel. Now we need to do the reverser, which is supposed to be the left control button, which is not working. That's backwards. We want to go forwards. Still wants me to change it again. No, it's just stuck. There we go. Now the button's working. Alright, now I'm allowed to do it. Now we want to turn on automatic locomotive signalling, or ALS. And we have to turn its asshole on. Very good. It's hard to exist without an asshole. Although it moves the screen and it moves it back. The electro-pneumatic valve. Everybody likes a good valve. And the shut-off tap. Train is good to go, apparently. So we have to select the first track by pressing the menu button. Now this is the bit that screws me up completely because it's in Russian. Let's set the terminal station, in which case it'll be... Does anybody know how to pronounce? But anyway, who cares? So this is going to be our little timetable for our little running scenario here. That's fine. The recording will play pressing the button. That's what she said. Excellent. It gets mad if you don't know what the stations are too. It's kind of funny. Come on, we're allowed to drive now, but we're not. Let's switch down. First recording gives passengers information. So we've got to press another button. Okay. Press another button. That one. Again. Again. More. Why don't you just tell me how many times to press it and we won't be here so long. So if I just change it so it says Prospect Mirror, will that do? Where is Prospect Mirror? Somewhere here. Ah, there it is. No, it wants one more. Come on. There we go. Yes, it says don't do any erroneous actions. That'll never happen. And change those points down there too. Looks like they pinched that from trains. The green and red arrows. We have to open the traffic light. Okay, here we go. The light is now white. The universal signal for go apparently is white. Yes, the 80s LCD. They're very much like that. They haven't quite got the font right though, I feel. It's not a dotty font. It should be a dotty font. They have, however, done the LED one quite nicely. But anyway, let's try and make this thing move. Can let me do it? It is going to let me do it. Ooh. Switch it to 0 and then T1. Very good. Switch it to T2. Always stop this process by returning to T1A, but wait, there is a T1A, it's that one. Okay. In the T2 position, the braking force increases automatically. But you can stop this by returning to T1A. Does that just mean it's lap? Yes, that would be just lap. Okay. In the upper part of the driver's desk, you can see a speedometer. Well, kinda, okay? So this is your speedometer, so it has got one. And these things tell you the speed limit. And these things marked only in Russian tell you modifiers to the speed limit. But we won't worry about that. Do the brakes work yet? No, it doesn't let me turn them on yet. Away we go. I'm going too fast, I better slow down. Oh no, it's 80 here, it's fine. How's it 80 out of a siding? Anyway. Yes, now we have to slow to 60. Okay, that'll take a while because we're only doing 21, you know. Oh look, I'm allowed to use the brakes now. Look at these amazing character models they have. See, these ones make the ones in Train Simulator look good, let alone the ones in Train Sim World. And you can, of course, tell by the female characters that this is programmed by young boys, because every female character has giant boobs. And I'd love to take you back into the carriage to meet all of the characters. But unfortunately, the only time you can walk through the carriage is when it's empty. We had a young lady in the cab yesterday who was from Helsinki, I think. But she knew quite a lot about steam engines, so she got to ride around the station with us. While we did our run around. Apparently pressure has started to increase. I don't think so, but, you know, that's okay. We're almost at the end here. And we're not quite late. I love that the clock went backwards then. Did you notice that? Now we have to do some things with doors, don't we? Now switch the independent brakes to position 7. Yes, blow all your air out. It doesn't make you do this except in the tutorials, fortunately. Doors open, but can you go out there and look? No, because the button that lets you get out of your seat can't be pressed. Dave Randall says he's got 350 miles to go to 100,000 miles in TSW. That's quite cool. To travel further, we need to charge the brake line again. Not that you'd ever put your brakes into emergency just to open your doors. It's got... Ready for the horn? Anyway. Don't exceed that speed limit. Well, if you let me drive, I'd be able to. Oh yeah, you want me to press a button. Switch the driver controller to 0. Oh, he was. Away we go. Just had our pop-up on the HUD down on the right there. How is the audio looking? It looks alright. That is Sifa, but in Russian. So it goes, eh. There's no sexy girl voice going, Sifa. It's just an angry Russian. Eh. It's only keyboard, or you can use the mouse to move the controls. Doesn't support controller. Doesn't support rail driver. You really don't have much clue when stations are coming, except you get bright bits coming up. Lexic Dark says the arrangement of feel of the panel, it's not steampunked, but maybe Russian retro electropunk. You can almost smell the urine in this station. There we go. There, no. Try to drop near the rack. You want me to go further? Alright. See what it thinks of that. There we go. Thanks, Michael. Dave says, whoops, just Nebworth Smallbrook. Oh well. See, while it's playing the announcement the doors are closing, you just close them. So yeah, that seems to make sense. And away we go. Lexic Dark says there's bits of everything, a wooden handle and a universal joint to the other side. It's like someone different worked on each bit and had their own idea. Yeah, pretty much. I suspect that pretty much is what happened, really. You can go over the speed limit as much as you want. You just have to keep pressing the button when it goes. Now we're allowed to go faster. You feel those sounds. Kind of reminds me of Bakerloo, though. You get a little while to react to speed changes, because it gives you a little bit of warning. There you go, Lexic Dark, just for you. You can look at the analog voltmeter. I assume that's actually 800 rather than 80, but, you know. Shut up. More brakes. More brakes. More brakes. Excellent. Is that far enough? Maybe not. So it's not try to stop near the rack, whatever the rack is. I assume the rack's that metal thing in the end there. That's where they take the prisoners to Siberia.
Станция Алексеевская. This is Alexeyevskaya.
Hello, Mr. Coaster Coaster. How are you?
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция ВДНХ. The next station is VDNH. Будьте вежливы.
How does VNDH become Verdenhaar?
Пассажирам с детьми и беременным женщинам.
Off we go. It's our last stop on the tutorial, then we have to try and make it work again by ourselves. That'll end up being crap in some way or another. Mr. Coast to Coaster says, nice that you're recording this in Russia. Hello, Neil TV8. How are you? Lactic Zark says, in the 210 and black permanent marker. What an afterthought. It's so wrong. Yes. Yes. We find things like that in our locomotives too. Actually, the most common place to find stuff written on our railway is on the toilet doors to tell you which way to turn the handle. We are now coming into, apparently, Verden Haar. Oh, there's a lady in very small shorts. Back with the boys playing trains theory again.
Станция ВДНХ. Конечная. Поезд дальше не идет. Пожалуйста,
It's good to hear, Neil.
This is Veden-Haar. This train terminates here. О подозрительных предметах
Terminates here.
Пассажирам запрещено находиться в
Wait for all passengers to leave the wagons. Well, I can't tell because I can't get up.
Административная ответственность согласно законодательству Российской Федерации.
Now we'll probably have to set some points or something. You now need to turn the train around at the dead end. The routing system will help us in achieving this goal. Unless you're an American, in which case it's the routing system. It helps you to build these routes or routes automatically without manually adjusting railroad switches. Now right-click on the traffic light. Where's my cursor? There it is. What do we want to do? We want to go to the 4th track. Now this is where localizations failed a bit because it says 2 track 4 towards the dead end, where it says to the 4th track to a dead end. So different teams worked on that, I'm getting. Now head to the dead end. Excellent. Brakes off. Push it to the button. And you have to keep pushing the button once you get past a certain point. If you don't just keep pushing the button, the train stops. I'd love to show you an external camera view, but I don't think you can. You can, however, take screenshots. This is the only view you ever get, but you can take a screenshot. I think it's... Is it that key? I think that did a screenshot. You can get annoyed at that noise after a while, I reckon. Now, interestingly, to keep the train moving, you have to press the U key. But to apply the brakes, it's greater than and less than, which is kind of conflicting. Caution, you are now approaching a dead end. Do, 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 do. As an experiment, I tried to find out what happens if you run into the end. Nothing. It stops. Alright, switch the reverse handle back to the neutral position. Did that switch? Apparently. So there's 2 ways to switch cabins. You don't do any other kind of changes in your controls. So you can do N. This way is fast, but it's not realistic. Now let's return back and try the realistic way. Alright. So you press enter to stand up, and you can only do this when you're doing this. You can get out in stations sometimes. Lazy Aussie, I'm not going to close doors. It'll just make you seasick because I'll have to keep turning around. This carriage smells like a dead cat. the glitzy different shades of beige and brown. The outside's not a bad blue, but the inside's just strange. They've done the lighting inside the carriages fairly well. This thing's running on Unity, if you're wondering. Thus proving that Unity can actually... Oop, it opened the wrong door. How interesting. Thus proving that Unity can actually run trains. As I've read various posts on the forums that go, no, you can't run trains with Unity. That door's closed itself. Oh, whatever. And enter. Use the routing to build the route to the second track. To second track somewhere. Off we go. Get the train ready. Yes. I have to try and remember all this shit. It helps me this time. Some things have keys, some don't. You can do it in the right order, it gets upset. What does it want now? Let's get the train ready. It's all oh yeah, it's this one. Thank you, Windows Magnifier, for just because I pressed the control key twice. So that's not what it wants me to do next. It wants me to turn these on next. Okay. Now what do we do a valve? Yep, valve. Valve. Now, you left the other ones at the other end in position, so the braking system will be fighting itself now. But that's okay. Let's go to the second track of Vardenha. Does anybody have Bus Simulator 21? I heard it's not as good as Bus Simulator 18, but it's about to get trams. So I was contemplating getting it, because it's on sale today. But if it's really awful, I won't. Even though it'll have trams. Not going to have trams until the end of November. And trams is extra. But you can't play trams without the main game. Get lovely chandeliers. I'm surprised the trains don't rattle them to pieces. Great job! You completed the tutorial. Free drive mode and the next scenarios are now available to you. Well, I don't think I've finished because, you know, we're just rolling down the track. Alright then. Let's get into another scenario. Let's try and drive it by ourselves, shall we? Yep. Good. So you're going from Botanchesky Sad all the way to Novo somewhere or other. Be sure to keep an eye on traffic light signals. And we're going to be at Medvedkovo when we start. Yeah, I saw the thing about school buses. You have to pay for them. Prepare the train. Now I've got to remember. And this thing, this thing, and this thing, and this thing. This thing, and this thing, and that thing, and I think that's all the things. Now we just have to wait, I think. Yep, we don't get to move till 5:25. Oh, sorry. Emmanuel, hello. Can we get up while we wait? No. So you can't get up. Won't let me. I was going to get up and go walk around the train because, you know, sitting here for a minute's not going to be very exciting. You can't speed up time. There's no way to do that I have found. I'm just looking through the keyboard commands again. I don't see anything for it. We can go at the other end. No, we can't even do that. We looked out. Emmanuel Perez, do you have a partnership with Dovetail? I am an ambassador, which is why I have... Oh, I can't even get out of this. I was going to pop the little logo up for a moment, but I won't because I can't actually get out of the cabin. That's okay. Neil TV8 says, looking forward to how Astra, something covered up with our YouTube heart symbol, would be doing with the trams in this game. Well, that's what actually got me intrigued. Astragon, there we go. It's not covered up by a heart anymore. So it's kind of useless, YouTube. You put this giant heart symbol over the last chat message, so you can't read it. Oh, we're allowed to go. But watch what happens if I move. It'll go. Wait for it. Ooh, feel the frame rate. Ah. So you actually have to hold the button. So you have to hold the U key the entire time you're going through here. Eventually the sound will start. So the sound's accelerating like you're going really fast, but you're not. Oops, went too fast. And notice we have another red signal coming up here. Oh, stop that. It is a bit like PZB override. There's no point hurrying because, you know, the signal's red. You can't go through it. And you can just imagine the Russian signalman. He's whipped the first signal off. And he's gone off now. He's having a fag. He's going to make a bit of a cup of tea. And after he's done that, he'll come back and whip the second signal off. Lexic Dark says he thinks he gets it now. Every different panel component is from a different decade. And I know from experience that unless I get close to the signal... There we go. So you just got to take your time. Don't run too fast towards the signals. And remember to hold down the U key constantly. Because if you let go, it goes ah, and stops your train. At least it's easy to recover, so if I let go, it doesn't stop you completely if you press it again. There's a little bit of variance in the tunnels, at least. And they've solved the problem of Unity not being able to do revolving wheels by not letting you look at them. So they're probably not even there. Because the only time you can get out of the train is in a station and you can't see the wheels. I tried getting on the track, but it wouldn't let me. Uh-oh. We're going to run through a spad. Apparently it changed just as we got to it. Wasn't that lucky? And I like the way the traffic light M5 is inviting you to proceed towards traffic light M3. It invites you to proceed. It doesn't instruct you. Another red one coming up. Come on, light. Invite me to proceed. Traffic light E needs to invite us to proceed into the station. See, I just want to know what's under this button. What's there? Why has it got a cover on it? Why is it so bad? If I press it, what will happen? Rails of Illinois. Hello. Why are we waiting? This is very railway, though. Hurry up and wait. Hello, traffic light E. Are we allowed to go, traffic light E? It was very interesting firing the Garrett yesterday. Took it out on the double shuttle. Normally, as you're heading back towards Belgrave, there's this sense of relief as you're approaching Belgrave. You've got one last hill to climb, you put the engine away, and it's all done. But on the double shuttles, you got to do it again. That was good fun. I was out with Gavin. Until I qualify on the Garrett, I have to go out with a on-the-job instructor. And there's a few drivers that are allowed to do that. Keep an eye on traffic light E. When it's open, drive to the first track of Medvedkovo and then go to another cabin. Not the other cabin, another cabin. So choose wisely. Come on, traffic light E. Woohoo! Which do you prefer, being invited or told? When it comes to signalling, I prefer to be told. Because the idea of signalling is it's telling you that the points are set for you and they are locked, and that the track is clear as far as that signal applies. So it tells you some good things. Using the wording inviting you is more like, well, it's kind of on you, bud. We kind of think it's okay, but it's all on you. And as a driver, it's all on you anyway, but no need to rub it in. Almost there. I have learnt the hard way to not accelerate through here. How do we see the frame rate on this thing? I think you can. I think there is a way to do it. I think I saw it somewhere. Maybe it was in the options. Because I don't think it's very high. It doesn't feel very high. And this is running on a 4080. Mind you, some games simply don't like the 4080 very much. So it could simply be that. Some games don't like the way I run them in a 2K window in the middle of the screen either. I actually had to force Unity to do this. Alright. N. Because we're not walking through again. Now we turn it on again. Even though we turned it all on at the other end and it's now conflicting. That's okay. It doesn't seem to bother the train much. Then we've got to set up the informational thing. Turn around in Medvedkovo and follow the schedule. You're driving with passengers starting from Botanchesky Sad. Consider this when setting up the informer. Supposed to open the doors? I'm not sure. Guess so. Did I open the right side? I'm not sure. Will it let me get up? It will let me get up. Let's go have a look. Did I open the right side doors? Oh, look at that, I did. Can't actually get out. Let's go look in the station. This is really rare that it's letting us have a look. It's going to get mad soon because I'll be behind schedule. Well, there actually are tracks. There's something under the train that might be wheels. Maybe. It's, mousing is a bit crap. I do like that it's got working mirrors. Alright, let's sit down and let the passengers communicate with us. I need to set up the informer. Alright, we'll select track 1. Selecting terminal station. That is where we're going, isn't it? I think we're looking for Botancheski Sad, I suppose. No, it's not that way. It's not that way either. Let's try track 2 instead. I don't see Botancheski Sad. Oh well, we'll just go with that. You're trying to build the route to a station which you already passed. To build the route in the opposite direction, choose another track. Okay. That wasn't part of the tutorial. Oh, damn it. You're trying to build a route to a station which you've already passed. Yes, it's really helpful. I thought I did select another track. What does it want me to be on track 1, maybe? Let's just try that. There you go, it's happy now. Who knows, huh? Alright, let's close the doors. Let's blow the meaty horn. Now we need to go somewhere, because that's just going to take me into a dead end, isn't it? But I can't right-click that. Oh well. Let's see what happens. What does the points right in front of the train say? It's going left, but I'm sure that's a dead end. Oh well. Let's just see what happens. Can I drive? No, go away, Windows Magnifier. Find out, won't we? Your dad might take you tonight to Railfan. That's fair enough. Don't be like the kids I had to blow the whistle at yesterday. I wonder if I have to come up here and change platforms onto the other side. Does that make sense? I think I understand now. I think I understand what it wants. Enough of that horrible noise. So if we run down here and change ends again, then we can change this switch and go into the other side of the station. This looks like an emergency platform, where they roll the drunks out in the middle of the night, just leave them there. As you do. Can you change ends while you're driving? No, you can't. Can you get up while you're driving? No, can't do that either. It's very controlling. Going to have to hold the override button now. Stop next to the 8. And we change ends without doing pretty much anything. And if we stand up, we should be able to see those points in front of us. And they have in fact changed, so I think we are doing the right thing. And this train's all still set up, isn't it? Will it drive? Score minus 2,500. What? And I can't drive, it won't let me. Oh, you know why? Because I didn't do that. Windows. Don't be annoying. Yay, now I can drive. I do almost as well on scoring in this as I do in Train Sim Classic. Oh, that noise is so annoying. What? What are you doing? Are you crashing? You are crashing. Pop up. That went well. Oh dear. That went so well. No, don't start that. That would be bad. Start that. So when Steam popped up, it's only just finished updating Train Sim World 4 and it wanted me to play that, but I can't play that because it's not the one I'm allowed to show you. Is there a way to limit the frame rate in this? Turn off VSync for a start. It doesn't appear to be a way to limit frame rate. No, these are all people. Very good. Alright then. Well, we won't do that one, because this is the one that exploded. Ah, the new train. Let's try this. How are we looking for time? That's pretty not bad. Today we'll learn how to drive another train, which is newer than the one from the previous tutorial. Kind of makes me sad. NeilTV8 tried Airport Sim on the Steam Deck last night, and it crashes when you load your scenario. That does happen. Look at the basic controls, using the reverse switch, moving the train, operating the informer, opening the doors, and so on. After that, you're on your own. Battery. Ooh, that's like seasickening. To start with, you need to set the direction of movement. So set forwards or reverse? It's clearly not what it wants. Now let us up the informer. It wants us to press off, does it? It does. Press it again to return to the list of stations on the first track. You need to set the terminal station as Medivicu. It's already selected. Just press set to beginning button. We're going to get quite a drive in this tutorial. That's good. Very left, you can see the list of stations and the schedule. Can I? Where? Oh, there. It's printed. It's got a route card. Give it a try.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Ясенево.
The next station is Yasenevo.
Для вашей безопасности держитесь за поручни.
Press the down arrow to the right of the informer screen. Down, down. Where are we skipping to? If If you accidentally played a recording or too early and you missed it and need to move to the next or previous recording, you can select the required one using the arrow keys to the right of the informer screen. Try to play one more recording and return back.
Двери закрываются. Следующая станция Калужская.
The next station is Kaluzhskaya.
We need to configure a route from the dead end to the station. It can be done either using the routing system or manually. Let's try now. In front of you are railroad switches. Green arrows show the direction it's set to, stolen from trains. Keep in mind at least one railroad switch is misconfigured and does not allow the train to get to either track or the dead end, and the traffic light will keep showing a red signal. The same will occur if the dead end is occupied by another train. Indication of railroad switches can be toggled in settings. If you don't see them now, make sure you have display railroad switches enabled. Yep, well, there's one there. Ooh, they move. Okay, done what you want. Now what? What do you want? Oh, there's another one up there, isn't there? Don't go too fast. To get the train moving, move the controller forward with the mouse or W. Yay. Okay. Still got a shit on. You can tell these are literally just recordings from the train that they're playing. It is quite a panel upgrade, isn't it? Guys, doing a bit of a zombie dance. Here he is again, look. Maybe he's got something stuck on his shoes. There's a Texan. It's good to have a Texan in Russia. Don't know quite why you'd have a Texan in Russia, but there you go. There's another one. And Colonel Sanders. Squeak. Oh, it's not the same keys. That one is. Open left doors. Well, let me stand up. No, so I can't go and visit the passengers. I want to visit the passengers, but you can't. Play the informer recording. Okay.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Калужская.
The next station is Kaluzhskaya.
Why is it beeping at me? Or did it just want me to go or something? Is there a clock? 10:05. Did I leave early? This one's got 4 speedy positions. It's got a Boba Fett position. The manual says the 2 giant arrows on the tracks take away immersion. They do a bit. You don't have to have them though, you can actually turn them off. Going too fast. Don't actually think I did, but you know, we'll let it believe whatever it wants. I think sometimes it triggers when you're at the speed limit. So I didn't go over 60 then. Yeah, you can't actually do the speed limit. You have to do under it. Oh, shut up. It's obviously downhill. Is that a station? Might be a station. Station is close. Even though it's got this nice computer-controlled display, it still just goes, eh. Doesn't accept that I have entered the station. There we go.
Станция Калужская.
This is Kaluzhskaya.
Saw someone run for the train then. Excellent.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Новые Черемушки.
The next station is Novye Cheromyshki.
Full bore. So who's looking forward to Blackpool, etc.? November 14th, I think? If I remember rightly. I could be wrong, so don't take it as gospel. But somewhere around then. The turquoise dots on the right screen, it's just showing me what's happening, I believe. It seems to reflect the positions I'm using on the controller. There's Miss Hotpants again. Oh, and Jamie from Mythbusters. This game's got everybody. That looked like an elf from Lord of the Rings, except she's not tall enough. Yeah, so the dots seem to represent the position on the controller if I'm not braking.
Станция Новые Черемушки.
This is Novye Cheromyshki.
Bring on the pacer, says Dave Randall. Michael says he's looking forward to it. I think you'll be happy.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Профсоюзная.
The next station is Profsoyuzhnaya.
Для вашей безопасности держитесь за поручни.
Really is a cage at the end, isn't it? Why does the station have a cage? Go through the tunnels of infinite squareness. Those big things that we're coming across periodically, they look kind of like watertight doors. I wonder if they have flooding problems in here at times. Oops, going too fast. Got a 70 coming up, so I better slow down for that. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Oh dear. Right then, let's go. Well, this station's a bit fancy, isn't it? It's marble pillars, 50s gangster. It's the bloke with chewing gum on his shoes again. Maybe it's just dog poo. My shoes smell bad. Heidi back there. From The Sound of Music.
Станция профсоюзная.
This is Profsoyuzная.
Seems fair. I'm just going to try and do some... I can do it. Good. No, not there. I want that. Oh, don't do that. Sorry, I was just trying to organise some windows and it was going badly. Hello, Richie Peach. Hello, Violet. How are you? Alright. Where are we up to? Close doors. And announce stuff. And drive. Seems fair.
The next station is Akademicheskaya.
Будьте вежливы. Уступайте места инвалидам, пожилым людям, пассажирам с детьми и беременным женщинам.
Lexic Dark was wondering what the dingy bit in the title is about. Well, it's not a small boat reference, it's just dingy. I mean, this train's not so dingy, but the other one was. I'm well, thank you, Violet. Hopefully you are as well. You want a honk, Richie Peach? World's worst horn. Ah, no! Bakerloo! We've transitioned. No, I'm going too fast. But was I going too fast? I don't know. Rails of Illinois says, is it wrong to listen to rap music? No. Listen to rap music if you want to. I don't care. Why would I care? Listen to whatever you want. Whatever floats your boat. I think that's a subtle hint that I was going too fast. It's like, don't brake too late. It's like, stop braking, stop braking. I always wonder when I see a character talking on a mobile phone in the underground, because I don't know if you ever tried that, but it doesn't work that well.
Станция Академическая.
I always think it's kind of funny when you see people doom scrolling in a tunnel, and you think, how are you getting coverage? I have no coverage. It is a long time, Richie Peach, you're right. Welcome. Glad you're doing well. You got a PS4, Violet. Ah, excellent. Just trying to think if I've got any PS4 keys. I don't think so. Be a bit rude to give away a key on this thing, wouldn't it?
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Ленинский проспект.
The next station is Leninsky Prospect.
And I'm already late, and I haven't even left yet. Rails of Illinois says he thinks rap's wrong because they use violence. What you need to differentiate in... It is a watertight door, isn't it? What you need to differentiate in life is creative things that have violence, like movies and songs and things like that, and actual violence. They are different. So Lexic Dark, since the prior train wasn't dingy, it was just a weird punctuated retro. Fair enough. And Violet is correct. Listen to what makes you happy. And Lexic Dark likes violets because they smell nice. Do you smell nice, Violet? Neil TV8 got a Switch last month. Have fun streaming from that. I kind of had this grand idea to get a Switch and run Train Simulator while I was on Japanese trains. I never really got around to it. And it's a good thing I didn't bother, because I just didn't have time to do anything when I was over there. No need to apologise, Richie Peach. Come and go as you please. We all have things that happen in our life that stop us doing things we like to do. Should never apologise for that. Life is just what life is sometimes. Keeping it right on the edge. That's a very annoying thing about my locomotive yesterday. It was blowing off about 10 pounds early. It's totally giving me the shits. Go back and visit these people, but you can't. There's a man over there doing the standard Train Sim World thing. He's facing the wall trying to walk into it. Well, there's a new character. Girl with a phone. Bloke with a big black beard. That's new. So they've got a bit of variety in the characters.
Станция Ленинский проспект. Переход на станцию Площадь Гагарина Московского центрального кольца.
This is
Violet wanted to play Dragon Quest and Flower in the Shade. Fair enough.
Garina Station.
Why not?
Central Circle.
Richie Peach says, nothing wrong with some rap, just don't punch folks afterwards. Well, that's probably fairly good advice.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Шаболовская.
The next station is Shaborovskaya.
Away we go. Maybe. Oh, helps if you're going forwards. PS4 Violet went for a PS4 because the games are heaps cheaper. Yes, they are, and you can buy second-hand ones, which you can't with a PS5. Actually, you can. You can buy disc versions, but most PS5 games come out on PSN. Neil TV8 says he got an OLED and it comes with a dock. With the light, you would have to be creative on how you stream that. Yes. You could probably stream it by making it visible on a phone, I suppose. That would kind of work. I think I showed an indication that I was going to go too fast, so it punished me. Lexic Dark says one much distinguished from rap from crap. Oh yes. There is some pretty bad rap music, but there's some pretty bad music all around. There's also some very good stuff. There's actually some quite good Australian rap. Briggs is very good. Some very strong messaging. Lexic Dark wants V to write a song about dust on her DS. Surprise station. Hilltop hoods indeed, very good.
Станция Шаболовская. This is Shabolovskaya.
I've kind of already got Blackpool Branch's Richie Peach. I've had it for a little while. It's been in beta rather a long time. So I've kind of played it all. But you should look forward to it. It is actually quite good. Can't tell you any more than that, but I think I feel reasonably confident to say it's good. I don't think I'd get in trouble for saying that.
The next station is Oktyabrskaya.
I do laugh at all the people that go, oh, you know, Just Trains did this, it's going to be really good. None of this DTG stuff. And it's like, you do realise DTG helped, yeah? Richie Peach is waiting for a sale on Train Sim World. I assume Train Sim World 4 on PS5. Well, the sales do kind of happen at the same time every year, usually. So, you know when it'll be coming. Neil streams from a PC, has an HDMI capture card, and use that to capture the main PC, so I'm good. I do stream and play on the same PC, and it does cause me dramas occasionally. I do occasionally contemplate setting up a little NUC, because they're quite cheap to run the streaming side of things. Because the streaming PC doesn't need to be particularly powerful. But then I think about keeping 2 PCs working and keeping 2 PCs up to date, and I don't know if I can be bothered. I've got all the anchors chucked out the back.
Станция Октябрьская. Переход на кольцевую линию. This is Октябрьская. Change here for line 5.
О подозрительных предметах сообщайте машинисту.
I'm going to assume that the points are correctly set. Because why wouldn't they be? Surely.
The next station is Tretyakovskaya.
Tretyakovskaya. Neil's aiming on getting a PS5 next. For my money, when I did go out and get a new console, I went with the Xbox. For the simple reason is that I don't like the limits that Sony put on you. Rails of Illinois doesn't want us to forget about Kid Leroy. I don't even know who that is. Violet says Bliss and Esso were good, indeed. Richie Peach says I went through an Australian rap phase. Just say there's some good ones about. There are indeed. Some pretty bad ones too, but there's some good ones. Lexic Dark, Scroobius Pip marked himself as dropping the G for angster rap in one of his own songs. Well, they mostly are about angst and things that have happened in their cultural history or in their own personal history. Briggs sings a lot about his personal history, but also culture. And has experienced many shit things in his life. He's been arrested at his own concerts. That happened in Queensland. That shouldn't surprise anybody that that would happen in Queensland. Violet says she can do old style rap, i.e. the message, but not the modern style. I shift to sing too often. Yeah, it probably doesn't matter, Violet. I'm not going to pretend to understand how to rap or anything along those lines, but to me it's kind of poetry, and there's not much difference between poetry and singing, really. It's Jamie from Mythbusters again. Nearly Nebworthed it.
Станция Третьяковская. Переход на станцию Новокузнецкая и Калининскую линию.
Richie Peach hopes that Blackpool looks good. Many childhood memories there. I think you'll like it. I can't tell you it's all perfectly in place and everything's exactly as it should be, but, you know, it looks pretty good to me.
Китай-город.
The next station is Kitai-город.
Для вашей безопасности держитесь за...
Neil says with the pacer, it's going to be good. I think it's funny that so many people are looking forward to such a shit train. It's one of the worst trains ever. Neil TV8 says the streaming PC runs Windows 10. I don't know if Windows 11 will break the audio from my mixer. Windows 11 is fine with external mixers. I do use one. But I do know that some of the issues that I encounter from time to time are issues with both Unreal and Unity doing bad things with Windows 11, because the problems just don't exist when you run Windows 10. And every now and again I contemplate switching the gaming PC back to 10. And I persist, and I just hope Windows 11 will fix it. There's a couple of Windows 11 security features that break games too. And there's also HAGs. You want to turn HAGs off. I don't know why Microsoft think HAGs is a good idea, but letting the core PC decide the scheduling of your graphics just seems dumb. Why have you got a GPU if you're going to let the CPU schedule what the GPU does? Let the GPU do its own thing. It's good at it. Violet says she is pacey. It's good to know. Pacey or racy? Could be racy. The next station is close. Slow down, idiot. There's a person with green hair back there. Ah, and the first larger person I've seen in a game. You don't often see them. It's Dancing Boy again.
Станция Китай-город. Переход на Таганско-Краснопресненскую линию.
This is Kitai-город.
Neil says my stream. Oh, we've talked about that one. Emmanuel says, do you think we could get the GE Genesis in TSW4 anytime soon? Who knows? Who really knows?
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Тургеневская.
The next station is Turgenevskaya.
If you want anything from Train Sim World franchise, jump into the forums and make a post about why it's good, include lots of detail, and why you'd like it, and more importantly, why you think it would sell. Because that's the big deal, it's got to sell. I also generally don't answer that much on DTG and what could be upcoming, simply because I'm in the beta program and I do kind of know. So I just try not to answer the questions because I don't want to give anything away and ruin the surprise. Interestingly, you mentioned, Emmanuel, that the points indicators ruin the immersion. On real railways, they actually have point indicators. It's usually a box on generally the left-hand side, with a red and a green aspect on it. It shows you which way they're set. Not all railways do that. Ours does. Neil didn't want to get a PS5 until DTG fixed the limit. Well, it is fixed now, so all good. And I believe the crashing issue from the last release is sorted out too. Station vaguely reminds me of the World Trade Center station in New York. All sort of white marble. Oh, there's an animated person. Very angry phone call.
Станция Тургеневская. Переход на станции Чистые пруды и Сретенский бульвар.
This is Turgenevskaya. Change here for lines.
Violet says, vocal percussion. I can do it if I'm reading my own poetry, but not others. Me too, just to check settings again. I use StreamYards though, so not gaming. Hey, I use OBS.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Сухаревская.
The next station is Sukharevskaya.
Sukariska. That one almost makes sense. Richie Peach says, by British standards, the pacer is alright. I thought most Brits hated the pacer. You obviously love it. That's fine. Rails of Illinois says, why does slamming the brakes on have major issues with doing so? It doesn't really, it's just pointless. And you might slide. Violet's gone off to get coffee. I'll have a small macchiato, please, with just a drop of milk in the espresso. One drop. I actually love going to coffee shops and I go, I'd like a macchiato, but I only want one drop of milk and I'm watching you. And they just look at you like, you're a bastard. Violet's last name is Pacey. Excellent. Pacey Racy. Racy Pacey. That'd be an excellent channel name, actually. Racy Pacey. That'd be an awesome channel name.
Сухаревская.
This is Sukharevskaya.
Lexic Dark says, does Leonard Teal doing the spoken word version of Stairway to Heaven count as rap? It probably kind of does. Sadly.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция
Let's
Проспект
go.
Мира.
The next station is Prospect Mira.
Michael Newbury, or it can get yourself in trouble. Well, he always gets you in trouble.
Пожилым людям
Emergency braking shouldn't get you in trouble, though. You should be free to do emergency braking when you need to. Although, on Melbourne's trams, the drivers of those trams are taught prior to braking emergencies, so if they get into a situation they need to brake in a hurry, they are taught to deploy a normal service brake, then look up into the mirror and see if there is anybody standing up in the tram. If there is no one standing up, they continue to go into emergency. The theory is, it's Spock theory. The good of the one versus the good of the many. Junction. Manual reminds us that the pacer is in TSC. Yes, it is. AP brought it out, I think. I think it was AP, wasn't it?
Станция Проспект Мира. Переход на кольцевую линию.
This is Prospect
Violet says, probably not though. Sounds great. Do you do Dread Zeppelin?
Предметах
I haven't tried.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Рижская.
The next station is Rижская.
The answer, Dave Randall, as to why the 801 parked at Newark has Chippenham as current station next to Swindon is it can. Violet's going to nab that channel name. Go for it. Hey, it's a good channel name. It's one of those channel names that doesn't really set what the channel's about, so you could make it about anything. You should get it now before Rails of Illinois registers it. Rails of Illinois says, can't a train derail from too much braking? No, it cannot. It is not possible. What could happen with a train from too much braking is you have a runaway, because you make the brake blocks so hot that the surface actually melts and gets slick. That could end in a derailment, but directly can a train derail because you put the brakes on really hard? No. Richie Peach says, who doesn't love a bus on rails? Well, it's kind of a tram. I rode a bus on rails in Tokyo, more correctly, Omiya. It was basically a train. It was about 8 carriages, I think, driven from the front, naturally enough. And it was on rubber wheels, but it was running in a guideway, so it was signalled and driven as though it was a train.
Станция Рижская. Выход к Рижскому вокзалу и железнодорожной платформе Рижская.
Lexic Dark says, I had a tram driver fall asleep and go into emergency. The magnetic lock onto the track is something. That magnetic brake is generally not actually active.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция.
But the dead man will trigger it.
The next station is Alexeyevskaya.
Для вас
And yes, it does stop pretty quickly.
открытий запоры снят.
Dave Randall says, oh, damn it, I helped build the new platform for it, Swindon. I'd love to see it in game. Well, there's a public editor now, Dave. You know what to do. Says the man who hasn't even downloaded it yet. Neil says he used to derail trains in TSW that way. Yeah, it's because the physics was shit, though. They've cured that. It's a bit like launching trains into space. I haven't had that happen for a while. Rails of Illinois. One of us works on a real railway. One of us. And Neil TV8 says that was a bug. It is very true. It was a bug. It was bad physics. This really reminds me of Bakerloo, this circular part of the tunnel. About 5 stations to go. And I actually have a positive score. Wow, that never happens with me. Uh-oh. I wonder if I approach the stations too quickly. Another one with nice chandeliers. Look like light-up wagon wheels. I wonder if I approach the stations too quickly, or do I just, does that message always come up before you come into a station?
Станция Алексеевская.
This is Alexeyevskaya.
Dave Radel says, sadly don't have a PC, so can't. Well, that's a bummer. You'll have to coax someone else into doing it. Except I don't think you can distribute to consoles yet.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция ВДНХ.
The next station is Vödenholm.
It's cool that you help build the platform, though. That's a fun thing to do. Emmanuel says, since the GE Genesis is already in TSC, the odds are higher. I don't know that's really true anymore. It certainly was. But lately there's been stuff developed that it hasn't come through TSC first. I wouldn't expect too much new development for TSC except for third parties. Quite interesting with the experience and confidence of the driver I had yesterday, thinking about braking. On the way into a station, you go, I'm going to stop at this mark. I need to apply one brake. And the train would stop exactly where he said it would. That takes a bit of skill, that does.
This is Vödenholm.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Ботанический сад.
The next station is
Hey, I just got that station on time. Wow. I have put a new membership perk in the bottom level for my memberships too, in that I will, on a rotating basis, put your channel in the featured channels list. So, Violet, you're in there. And Pugface is in there. Dave Randall also did the redoubling of the line between St Austell and Truro. It's so weird seeing it as a single line on West Cornwall Local. Yeah. I don't think there's enough sales possibilities to go back and update a route that dramatically. I kind of hope they do it for Peninsula Corridor, though. I'd actually like to get the flirts on Peninsula Corridor going. I think that would be good. I kind of expect if DTG themselves don't do that one day, that someone from the community will. Especially now they've got the editor. So I think that'd be quite a good thing to do. That'd be like electrifying all the trains in Chicago. That'd be a good thing to do too. Rail of Illinois says, oh, trust me, I just apply the brakes hard and I still stop in the exact same spot depending on the speed of the train. Well, let's just say the game is rather different to the real world. Because in the game, it will brake the same way with the same characteristics every time. In the real world, as you progress through the day and your wheels warm up or cool down, or your brake blocks warm up or cool down, the suspension changes, people move around in the carriages, it changes a lot of things. So your braking actually changes quite a bit. Your braking and acceleration characteristics. But drivers who have a lot of experience know exactly what the train's going to do just based on the feel throughout the day.
станцию Ботанический сад Московского центрального кольца.
Hello, Richard.
This is Botaniczny Sad.
The other train we were driving was dingy. This one's not so bad.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Свиблово.
The next station is Sviblovo.
Ziblovo.
Для безопасности держитесь за поручни.
And I'm not on time anymore. They have lost some pace somewhere. You're hardly part of the hood, rails of Illinois. You're about as far from the hood as you can get. To do something exciting shortly as a railwayman and go and get my uniform out of the washing machine and see what new stains got stuck to it. It's always exciting. I've ordered new overalls, but they have not arrived yet. The railway issues us one pair of overalls a year with our name on them. If we want more than that, we have to buy them. Oh, it's like a station coming up, doesn't it? Better slow down then. Sad this game doesn't have any external cameras or anything like that. And as play goes, it's okay. Its physics isn't terrible. But I don't think it's a game that I'd play a lot.
Станция Свиблово.
Because there's no variation to it, you're just driving around in a tunnel. It's the same reason I don't play Bakerloo very much, you're just driving around in a tunnel. It's not exciting.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Бабушкинская.
The next station is Babushkinskaya.
It's time for the song. But I can't play it because I've got a copyright strike. You all know which one I mean, surely. Oh, those of you who are even slightly old enough to know would. Oh, rails of Illinois, they'll electrify everything sooner or later. Even America has to get dragged into the global warming push eventually. I know on our railway we're quite concerned on how much longer we're going to be able to get coal. The coal we get at the moment is trucked 2,000 kilometres. Actually more, 2,500 kilometres. We get one B double delivered every week. And usually that particular driver, he takes grain to Queensland and he comes back with coal, and he doesn't wash the truck between the grain and the coal, he does the other way around. But that usually means our coal has things growing in it by the time we get it. Bit of extra flavour. Richard says he'd be more concerned if I was on time. I have been for a few stations. Just not these ones. I'm trying to catch up, but I'm struggling a bit. The station's bright and airy. Using the very strong shapes of the arch. This one's not dingy at all. It's even got a nice sculpture at the end of it.
Станция Бабушкинская.
This is
Babushka.
Babushkinskaya.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Медведково.
The next station is Medvedkovo.
I don't care if you haven't finished getting off. We're going. I can't get back on time, but I can limit how late I am. Can I hum a few bars? Ba 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 ba. Good enough? Or would you prefer an Irish pub? I'd prefer an Irish pub. Sounds kind of nice, actually. Yesterday we had a bride and groom do a photo session with the locomotive at Lakeside. And the groom was quite happy to hop in the cab. He was the train nut, the one that wanted to include a train in his photos. And the bride wasn't quite so sure about it. And he was trying to get her to come into the cab, and she goes, "Is it dirty?" And I went, "Yeah, a little bit." She goes, "Which bits are dirty?" It's like, all of it. It's either hot, slimy, or filthy. Or a combination of all of the above. Richard agrees that driving in tunnels forever is not the most exhilarating pastime. Some games do it well. World of Subways 4, because there's a cross between simulator and arcade. This is going downhill. I actually think they do that quite well. With the different aspects of the game. Shut up. I slowed down in time. Be quiet. Stop yelling at me. Come on, I want to get into the station and not be 2 minutes late. Oh dear. Shut up. Clearly did not want me to fly through the station at reckless speed.
Станция Медведково. Конечная. Поезд дальше не идет. Пожалуйста, выйдите из вагона.
This is Medvedkovo. This train terminates here.
О подозрительных предметах сообщайте машинисту. Пассажирам запрещено находиться в поезде, который следует в тупик. За это предусмотрена административная ответственность согласно законодательству.
Sure, my doors are open.
Федерации.
Yeah, I've just closed them. No, I didn't open. Couldn't close them. No, they weren't open. Oh, there's people standing in there going, "What's he doing? What's that idiot doing? Why doesn't he open the doors? We want to get out." There you go. Congratulations, you've finished the route. Now you need to leave the train at the dead end. Close the doors, right-click on the traffic light ahead, and choose track 4. Here we go. Lexic Dark says in real Irish pubs, if you stand up, you hit your head on the ceiling. I don't doubt that. Yeah, the in-cab CCT's nice. On the older train, it's got mirrors that work, which is kind of cool. Looks like some kind of third rail system there, next to the track. Might try another run in the old train, I think. Let's see how we go. Might try a free drive one and see if you can get up and walk around with the passengers in a free drive. Your train has derailed. What? I got it derailed. Crazy game. No, we're not playing the tutorial again. No, we're not turning the battery on. It's off. We're going to go back to the main menu. Welcome back, Violet. Let's try a free ride. Ooh, how do we do this? I don't know how to do this. Do we click stations or what? Doesn't look like it. Oh, I see. So at 6 o'clock, the train is in OKA. Do I have to click on a station? Oh, I do. Yeah, alright, we'll start there. Right click it maybe? No? Just click it. Ah! Finally let me do it. Track 3, 1013. I think we want the old shit one, don't we? That was this one. Let's go with the old shit train. A red yellow light forbids you to proceed. If you see it ahead, stop immediately. Press the left button to use the railroad switch. Well, I don't know where I'm going. How would I know? Ah, let's wake the train up. Turn on the owl. Turn on the arse. Turn on some other shit. Flick this. Flick this. What haven't we done yet? Oh yeah. The Informanator. This is a bit I couldn't figure out before. Let's just say that's right. Alright. And first track. Okay. In theory, what haven't I done? Wouldn't let me do that with the control key. It's gonna work. I don't want to use the railroad switch. Go away. I just want to drive. Because, you know, unlike you, game, I don't actually care where I'm going. And if that confuses you, I'm sorry. Not really. Tim Walker says, I look forward to whenever it comes out. If you're playing more of the Trans-Siberian Railway Simulator, I would probably play more of that when it comes out. I didn't mind the prequel. It had a few little bits of weirdness in it, but they seemed to be listening to the feedback they were getting, so hopefully it'll be good. I called you Tim Walker. I'm sorry, Tam Walker. What about the horrible noise from this train? Maybe you shouldn't play this one. I don't think the informer's set up right. But that's okay. Oh, we can get up. We're actually allowed to get up. Can we go and see them? Do they get in? No, they don't get in. They're not as bad as they look from the train. Sort of jiggling around a bit, trying to figure out what she's doing. Oh, you know why they're not getting in? Because I haven't told the train where it's going. That's probably why they're not getting in. We'll have to go and figure that out. Here's the 1950s gangster Al Capone. Mr. Beast. Thelma from Scooby-Doo, but dressed in grey. I'm sure he's a character in something. Maybe he's grown up Harry Potter. That's possible. Don't know who this guy is. Yeah, this guy's just kind of funny. I think we've all had conversations like that. How you doing? Just jiggling with anticipation and excitement for where this train's going. Suppose I better go and set it up then, if I can figure out how. Richard says, I just finished watching the early 1960s. Can I just walk through people? No. Pushes you off them. British sci-fi horror, The Earth Dies Screaming, a suitable tale for times the planet is going through. It's like my streams. The Earth Dies Screaming. We are going through some shit times at the moment. Feels like we're in a pretty bad place, really. Can I sit down? Oh, it's that enter key that sits down. Okay. Well, let's figure out what to do with the informer. I think that's where we were going. Third and Ha. You're trying to build a route station you've already passed. Build a route in opposite direction. Choose another track. Alright, do track 1 then. I think that was in my future. Yes! I somehow figured it out. Go on. Let me press the accept button. Now, just out of interest, did they get up now?
The next station is Yasenevo.
Yes! Look, they get in! What about the others? Yep, they all got in. So all you wanted to know was where it was going, huh? Fair enough. Doors opened in the wrong order again. You have an apocalypse bucket list. They don't sit down too badly. Better than some characters. This lady shoved her hands right into her legs, but that's okay. Oh well, let's go drive a train. The passengers aren't too awful. You could put up with them. Wonder how late I am. Do the door commands work now? No, you've got to be sitting in the chair, I think. Alright, there we go.
Станция Ясенево.
This is Yasenevo.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Теплый стан.
The next station is Toplistan.
No, it's not.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Теплый стан.
The next station is Toplistan.
No, it's not. I need to push that button twice then.
Станция Ясенево.
This is Yasenevo.
There we go. Shut up one more.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Ясенево.
The next station is Yasenevo.
Yay!
Для вашей безопасности держитесь за поручни.
Oops, never working. The electric brake wasn't enough.
Oh well.
Станция Ясенево. This is Ясенево. Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Теплый стан. The next station is Теплый стан.
Door's not closed. Go on then. Off we go. Richard says the modern world has certainly entered a new dark age. Civilization is in serious decline. It is time perhaps to retire to our villas as the ancient patricians did. Yeah, we know what happened to the Romans though. That didn't go well. Although sitting back with wine and pizza sounds good. Am I taking Monday off? No, I'm actually working. Sadly. Had I thought about it in advance, I probably would have taken Monday off, but I didn't, and nearly everybody else in the team has, so... I'm left. Me and one other. Topley Stan coming up. No tomatoes in ancient Rome. That's true, actually, because tomatoes were a South American thing, weren't they? So Europe didn't really know about tomatoes until the conquistadors took over places like Brazil and Ecuador. I did have once have that discussion with a guy at work who's been trained to create Napoli pizza, and he was saying absolutely everything about the Napoli pizza is fully Italian, and I just went, tomatoes aren't. Some modern partitioning's turned up. There's our man again. Nurse Jones.
Станция Теплый стан. This is Теплый стан.
Rouse of Illinois probably thinks pizzas were invented in Chicago, where they have the pizza pie. It's not a pizza and it's not a pie. It's good to see an old person in game. It's some very interesting facial scarring that she has though. You know, I just had to know what Hot Pants Chick looked like sitting down. She looks like her pants are too tight and it's very uncomfortable. She can't sit. And there's the brown suit in grown-up Harry Potter. Oh well. Back to driving. Ah. A bogan. Excellent. And a bad Christmas sweater. It really is too. Look, it's got little reindeers on it. It's kind of funny. And what are you doing? I'm not quite sure. I really want to know what you're doing. You, seem a little occupied with something. The things you find in games. You just know that's going to be a short later, don't you? Ah, well. Back in the train. Let's drive.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Коньково. The next station is Konkovo.
Будьте вежливы. Уступайте места инвалидам, пожилым людям, пассажирам с детьми и беременным женщинам.
Taking the brakes off would be a good idea, wouldn't it? I did that yesterday right at the end of the day, just as we're putting the loco back in the shed. And drivers that cracked the reg, opened it, and we're barely moving, and he just looks over and goes, "Is your brake on?" And I went, "Yeah, it might be." It's alright, you're allowed one non-critical screw-up a day. That was mine. Junction. Snack time on the railways of Russia. No, I don't normally pull a banana out of the skin, it broke. It's a pretty long way to this station. Oh, here it is.
Станция Конькова. This is Konkovo.
That noise you may have just heard is the calendar reminder to hang the washing up. Did I open the door? I think I did. Oh, they walk. No, they walk. Dark says 9 species of tomato from Peru and Ecuador. Or as they say in the song, Ecuador! A little kid whose mum brought him up to the cab of the train yesterday. Because he recognised me, because he follows this channel. He's not allowed to watch live streams, though. Mum said I get a bit rude on live streams, so he's only allowed to watch my videos. We saw half of the men in black back there.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Беляево.
The next station is Belayevo.
Для вашей безопасности держитесь за поручни.
But that's not where we are, is it?
Станция Беляево.
This is Belayevo.
No, it's not.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Калужская.
The next station is Kalushskaya.
That's better.
Станция Калужская.
This is Kalushskaya.
Where would the world be without tomatoes? They're a very nice fruit. I'm pretty well known for just eating them like they are fruit too. You don't like tomatoes, Dave. This must be quite a steep hill, because having the brakes on and it's still accelerating. Looks like a station, doesn't it?
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция — Новые Черемушки. The next
I
station.
want to find a station name.
Черемушки.
We actually are at the previous one.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция — Новые Черемушки.
The next station is Новые Черемушки.
Oops. So it said that one again, but that's not where we are.
Станция Калужская.
This is Kaluzhskaya.
Because the little arrow is telling me what the next one is, but we're actually at the previous one. Interesting. Interesting.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция — Новые Черемушки.
The next station is Новые Черемушки.
That's easy for him to say. Dave Randall says, it's fine with them as a pasta sauce and a pizza base. So you'd never consider eating them as a fruit? We grow them. We've got quite a lot of plants in the greenhouse now. When I say we, it's mostly my other half. I just go and water them occasionally. It's 2 minutes late because I keep going and perving on passengers. Watertight doors in the subway fascinate me. I wonder how they get the track out of the way.
Станция Новые Черемушки.
This is Новые Черемушки.
There's a big unit. Hello, passengers. I don't remember seeing you on the platform. Oh, there's Mr. doing strange things to himself. Man in black dude. Beard. Excellent. Proper beard. Yeah. They've got twins. I thought there were some other passengers that I saw. Oh, I didn't open the doors. Better go open the doors. I'm sure I opened the doors, but clearly I did not. They're all standing out there going, what's the driver doing? What is this idiot doing? Right. Now we can get up and go check out the passengers. Don't shut me door. Because the new ones are in there. Look, they really do walk around. They don't just disappear. They actually come in and they sit down. That's cool. Unlike another game we won't mention where they just sort of get up and disappear. And they reappear in their seats. Well, that went well. Sunglasses during the day. You always worry about people who wear sunglasses during the day. Too much cocaine. Miss Heidi from The Sound of Music. There's our Texan dude. I suppose we should go drive a train, huh? Why are you guys getting in? What's wrong with me train? Go on, get in. You only just sat down. Late arrival. Serial killers. There's a small problem with this lady. That looks slightly uncomfortable to me. Stop that. Alright then.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция – профсоюзная.
The next station is Профсоюзная.
Для вашей безопасности держитесь за поручни.
Lexic Duck says apparently in France more tomatoes are grown than any other vegetable. It's not a vegetable. It's a fruit. It's one of the plants that changed the human world. Do you know that there are 2 seeds in this world that survive the modern sewage treatment process? One of them is tomatoes. Can anyone name the other one? Dave Randall would rather be a passenger on a pacer from New York to Los Angeles than to eat a tomato.
Станция профсоюзная.
This is Профсоюзная.
Yes, it is.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция – академическая.
The next station is Академическая.
Будьте вежливы, уступайте места инвалидам.
Hello, Brad. Apples, you reckon? Mark says he's finally able to sit and watch now the aquariums are clean. That's a problem with aquariums, isn't it? There's so much work. We're back in the dingy one now. You missed the modern one, I guess. I'm not a fan of the sounds on the dingy one, but I kind of like to drive the dingy one. Quiet. I have a thermos teacup that I use on the trains, mainly to actually stop the tea getting hotter. because that is a problem on steam engines. And I opened it up and it was full of ash, and I was like, how did that get in there? Oh, it's Indiana Jones, girl version.
Станция Академическая.
This is Akademicheskaya.
In you get cretins.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Ленинский проспект.
The next station is Leninsky Prospect.
О подозрительных предметах сообщайте машинисту.
Lexic Dark says blackberries would be my bet. Birds keep bringing them everywhere in my place. Actually, it's corn. Tomatoes and corn both grow in the shit dryers. So they get through the entire process. Well, the sewage treatment side of it anyway, they don't get through the next stage, which just turns it back into drinking water. Nothing gets through the next stage, which is kind of the point. No problems at coming in late, Brad. It's all good. Gotta look after the fishies. You don't buy the recycling, Lexic Dark? Welcome to the modern world, dude. At the moment, our reservoirs are all full, but the capability is there. It'll get used. Quiet. Shut up. Shut up. They do grow very, very well, actually. I wonder what that bloke looks like when he's sitting down with his phone. No, it's got poo in his foot.
Станция Ленинский проспект. Переход на станцию Площадь Гагарина Московского центрального кольца.
This is Leninsky Prospect. Change here for Ploshchad Gagarina station of Moscow Central Circle.
A bacon baguette. Now there's an idea. Should put some tomato in that, mate. It'd be really good.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Шаболовская.
The next station is Shaborovskaya.
Lexic Dark says his trouble is corn. The poo and wee thing being transported away is a huge fertilizer loss, but the pharmaceuticals we end up with is a thing. That and the precious metals. be steep. To maintain speed, I've got to use electric brake and air brakes. NJTE, hello. It's been a while. We're driving a dingy Russian train. In a dingy Russian train tunnel, it looks remarkably like Bakerloo. We're about halfway through our last run. We're in Metro Simulator 2.
Станция Шаболовская. This is Шаболовская.
People getting in the mirror.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Октябрьская.
The next station is Oktyabrskaya.
Predecessors of the Moog. Like Dark was saying, it looks like an 80s custom retro synthesizer. More brakes. Less brakes.
Станция Октябрьская. Переход на кольцевую линию.
This is Oktyabrskaya. Change here for line 5.
О ответственных предметах сообщайте машинисту. Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Третьяковская.
The next station is Tretyakovskaya.
Будьте осторожны, выходя из вагона.
And away we go. Full Fang. As we head to Kitten Gonad. Why can't you have a brake regulator on a synthesizer? What's wrong with that? Rolling along. Shiny latex pants appear to be a thing in this suburb.
Станция Третьяковская. Переход на станцию Новокузнецкая и Калининскую линию.
This is Tretyakovskaya. Change here for lines 2 and 8.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Китай-город.
The next station is Kitai-gorod.
Kitten gonad.
Опасности. Держитесь за поручни.
Frost. Mr. Stock Market. I wonder if he made his fortune or got done for money laundering by now. It's probably a bit of a toss-up which would it be.
Станция Китай-город. Переход на Таганско-Краснопресненскую линию.
This is Kitai-gorod. Change here for line 7.
О подозрительных предметах сообщайте машинисту.
Green hair. Based on the way they stand, I think they're all constipated.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Тургеневская.
The next station is Turgenevskaya.
Into a junction. In Japan, you can't talk on the phone like that man is. People will look at you and go, "Hmm." Not allowed to be loud in the trains. It upsets people.
Тургеневская. Переход на станции Чистые пруды и Сретенский бульвар.
This is Turgenevskaya. Change here for lines 1 and 10.
Is it really that station?
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Сухаревская.
The next station is Sukharevskaya.
Half a dozen stations to go. As I desperately trying to find something interesting to say about tunnels. I guess this is how a sperm feels. Except it's got 10,000 of its mates with it. All cheering it on. Going, come on!
Станция Сухаревская.
This is Sukharevskaya.
Next stop, Prospect Mirror.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Проспект Мира.
The next station is Prospect Mira.
Будьте вежливы, уступайте места инвалидам, пожилым людям, пассажирам с детьми и беременным женщинам.
I actually think they cover the height transitions quite well in this game. It actually does feel like you're going up and down.
Станция Проспект Мира. Переход на кольцевую линию.
This is Prospect Mira. Change here for line 5.
О подозрительных предметах сообщайте машинисту. Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Рижская.
The next station is Rishskaya.
Sometimes it seems to have extra announcements for a station. Some it's just the arrive and the depart, and other ones it's got next arrive and depart. Nice subterranean passage, says Brad, and Lexic Tarko's gratuitous tunnel shot. Hello, SI, how are you?
Станция Рижская. Выход к Рижскому вокзалу и железнодорожной платформе Рижская. Второй диаметр.
This is Rishskaya. Change here for D2.
I don't think it is risky though, is it? Oh well, we'll just keep going as though it is. It's fine.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Алексеевская.
The next station is Alexeyevskaya.
Для вашей безопасности
Choice between tram sim and this. I mentioned earlier in the stream, Brad, that I probably won't play this much more because driving in tunnels is not very interesting. I hadn't even gotten up to 70 and it was complaining then in an 80 zone. C says, glad that I caught you live. Since the clock changed, my sleeping pattern, well, I ain't got one. Oh well, it'll come back to you.
станция Алексеевская.
This is Alexeyevskaya.
Might have played that a bit early. Let's just step back one. Shut up.
Станция Алексеевская.
This is Alexeyevskaya.
It would potentially be more interesting if they had more lines, but they've only got one.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция ВДНХ.
The next station is Vdenha.
Будьте вежливы, уступайте места инвалидам, пожилым людям, пассажирам с детьми и беременным женщинам.
Once again, successfully inserted the train into the tunnel.
Станция ВДНХ.
This is Vdenha.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Ботанический сад.
The next station is Botanichesky Sad.
That's still true. Just cruising along. And for Brad and C, who joined a bit late, and NJT, there's no external cameras. You can get up and go and visit the passengers. I don't know if you can do it when you're driving. Haven't tried. Can you? No, you're blocked. Where is the station? Must be closer because there's a speed limit drop.
Станция Ботанический сад. Переход на станцию Ботанический сад Московского центрального кольца.
This is Botanichesky Sad. Change here for Moscow Central Circle.
So you get a bit of Boney M happening.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Свиблово.
The next station is Sviblovo.
Yes, Just Trains have been working on that for a while. It's been in beta for quite a long time.
Станция Свиблово. Конечная. Поезд дальше не идет. Пожалуйста, выйдите из вагона.
This is Sviblovo. This train terminates here.
О подозрительных предметах сообщайте машинисту. Пассажирам запрещено находиться в поезде, который следует в тупик. За это предусмотрена административная ответственность согласно законодательству Российской Федерации. Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Свиблово.
The next station is Sviblovo.
Для вашей безопасности держитесь за поручни.
Nearly there. We'll be streaming Blackpool on the Tuesday of release, I hope. I'm hoping to get it early, like the ambassadors generally do. I can't record until I get the ambassador version. Got quite a lot of layers to it. So if you own a lot of the other England stuff, you're going to get a pretty populous route in the timetable. If you don't own everything else, you get the... Oops, what am I doing? What am I doing? Stop! Oh, didn't Nebworth it.
Станция Свиблово. Конечная. Поезд дальше не идет. Пожалуйста, выйдите из вагона.
This is Sviblovo. This train terminates here.
Yes, it
О
does.
подозрительных предметах сообщайте машинисту. Пассажирам запрещено находиться в поезде, который следует в тупик. За это предусмотрена административная ответственность согласно законодательству Российской Федерации.
Get off me train. That's what she said. Now what do we do with it? Do we put it away? I don't know. We're going to one, apparently. Put this train away. And that'll be the end for today. Haven't quite decided what next week will be yet. I may stream on Tuesday too, because Tuesday's a holiday here, so I shall contemplate what I might do. C says, hopefully the pacer bounces like it's meant to. Roll on for the 9th preview stream. I can't say I've looked at the suspension much. Maybe I'll go run it and have a look. I can't tell you, but at least I'll know. Surely this dead end has an end somewhere. There aren't any more stations after this one, unless that wasn't the last one. Maybe that wasn't the last one. But the scenario's finished, because I've got a score. No. I'll just leave the stream here then, with me cruising off into the distance. Oh, here we are, dead end time. We won't end it here. We'll try and stop. A dead end. Oh, I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, been all good. Thank you very much for joining in. As they say in the classics, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So I'll be ending this stream in a moment. I think I probably will stream on Tuesday because the other half's at work and I've got the day off, so why not? And maybe it'll be a bit of bus simulator, we'll see. We'll see how well it goes. We'll see if it behaves with my steering wheel. That would be handy. Anyway, this game's kind of a novelty. It was on sale when I got it. I think it was about $7. So I think it was well worth the $7. So it's good enough for that. We have got Preston Blackpool coming out soon. That will stream. It's coming out, I think, on the 14th, if I remember correctly. Don't shoot me if I got that wrong. And it will be... I hope to stream it on that same day, a little earlier than it comes out. So we'll see. And it definitely comes the week after anyway on that Sunday stream. Have fun, folks. Enjoy yourselves. There's a bit of new stuff coming up, so keep your eye out. Anyway, have fun. See you later. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.